Star Wars wasn't about the fall and redemption of Anakin, or even the super spy exploits of R2-D2. It's really about one man, who inadvertently made a mess of everything. The Star Wars double trilogy is actually a cautionary tale, a warning to all. It's a story that shows the long-term consequences, the blowback, the repercussions of acting headstrong and without insight. It's the story of a single man whose brave and selfless actions ultimately were all in vain. This epic tragedy takes decades to unfold, so everyone can plainly see the horrendous results of this one man's actions. This is the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi. The one who peed in the pool. The one who ruined it for everyone. The galaxy would never be the same, the naive actions of one doomed them all. Let's start with episode 1. Obi-Wan gets owned by a kick to the chest from Darth Maul. Didn't see that one coming, Obi? Great, now your master is dead. Obi-Wan insisted on training Anakin. He disregarded instruction of far wiser Jedi in order to satisfy his own sense of honor, or was it guilt over the death of his master? With Yoda, Obi-Wan dismisses the most critical resource the entire universe has to offer him, the ability to peer into the future. Yoda's warning of grave danger apparently means nothing in the face of Obi-Wan's sense of self-honor. I have a bad feeling about this. Obi-Wan trains the boy, yet is unable to keep him in check. Obi-Wan lacks the compassion, fidelity and consistency needed to successfully rear a headstrong, energetic youth. Obi ends up being almost abusively harsh to the boy. This essentially sets the pattern for Anakin's relationship with authority. He doesn't respect it, he wants to be cut loose. Anakin seriously lacks independent self-control. The boy goes dark side. Obi-Wan tries to cut his losses, literally, but even fumbles that. Anakin's baby mama dies. Now it's on. The boy didn't want to kill you, but now you forced his hand. He will now destroy everything you stand for, with the sort of mechanical efficiency only a Force-infused, Jedi-trained, utterly betrayed, psychopathic, cyborg with a laser sword can. Everyone dies. Fast forward 20 years. Obi-Wan runs into Luke being pawned by Sandfolk. He unwittingly gets the message that the Empire has captured Princess Leia, and has its vice grips around the Rebel Alliance. Great, Obi-Wan has been sitting around the desert for 2 decades smoking doobies while the last vestiges of the rebellion are inevitably crushed. It's a good thing you live so close to the boy, so you can not train him. Let's go to the Death Star now. Obi-Wan decides to take 3 out of the 4 most important people in the rebellion straight to hell. Let's visit Leia, a Force-less and unimportant girl who gets her planet blown up on the Death Trap, Air Star. He then decides to run off by himself while Luke and co run around aimlessly into masses of armed baddies. On the Death Star, laser sorting it up with his old Robo-Sith buddy, Obi-Wan does the best thing he ever did his entire life, he dies. This is a boon for all that is good in the world. At this exact moment the scourge of Obi-Wan is over, and the galaxy begins to heal itself. From this point forward things start to get better. Out of guilt Obi-Wan decides to haunt Luke. Every 5 minutes Obi-Wan's ghost voice has to butt in and be all like Luke, run and Luke, the Force is with you, and Luke, you didn't finish your cornflakes. Luke doesn't know if he's going crazy, so he brushes this aside temporarily so he can blow up the Death Star with a proton torpedo. The Empire strikes back, Luke is lost. Obi-Wan lets him nearly die, but at the last minute puts down his doobie and tells Luke to go to Dagobah so Yoda can do what he himself should have done in the first place. Luke survives inside the smelly guts of a tauntaun, the rebel base is destroyed, thanks for the heads up on that by the way, Obi-Wan, and Luke goes off to Dagobah to be trained by a green Muppet cripple, whose brain is rattled by old age yet is still 1000x better equipped to train the boy than Obi-Wan. And he does it on a deadline. Luke saves the rebels, saves his father, who almost turns him to the dark side cause Obi-Wan couldn't deal with sitting Luke down for 5 minutes and leveling with the boy about what really happened to his father, topples the Empire, and all is now right in the world. At the end of Return of the Jedi, the rebels throw a huge party to celebrate their epic victory. It's been a decades-long struggle, and they deserve to unwind. Luke is the star, but of course Obi-Wan's ghost has to appear for the first time, just so he can gloat over the good job he did.